Hello everyone. So today we're going to talk to books. I'm going to show you the books I received in my big package of books. This one and I've got another down there. And mainly these are sci-fi stuff. So if you don't like sci-fi or post-apocalyptic stuff, don't yeah you, you don't have to watch this because again mostly are sci-fi, but I'm going to show you a couple of books. So the first book I'm going to show you is Mark Clues Lines of Departure. This is the second novel on the series that he wrote. I believe, I don't know if it's still going on or not, but the first one is Terms of Enlistment, which I read a couple of years ago, 3 years back, and I enjoyed, but I didn't follow up through. I don't know why, but now that I'm more interested on sci-fi, I bought the second one so I can, if I want to go back to that world. Basically, this is a story about a guy that goes to throughout space in the ship due to the difficulties that Earth is facing. Yeah, so this is the second novel. They encounter species, and I don't remember everything in the plot. I do remember that I enjoyed the book mainly due to the main character. Let's see if this pans out. I may read it in the next few um, days. Months or something like that. So another author I bought was one more book by Joshua T. Calvert. This is The Shackleton Signal. This is a sci-fi thriller. Um, well, I have some concerns about the three authors I'm going to show you. The first one is Jasper T. Scott, Brandon Key Norris, and this one. I've been buying some books from them. I've read one, Jasper T. Scott, and although I enjoy it, I thought it was very simple. It was like that afternoon flick that you watch, but in the Saturday, and by Monday you forget that you watch it. And sometimes you need those type of books, okay? And I enjoyed writing, but I think it was simplistic, to be honest. My great concern with this is that I'm not native English person, so what to native people may sound strange to me, it may not. What I found out about these authors, and Jacqueline Druck as well, because it's another author I bought some books, that they publish a lot. And when I say a lot, I believe Joshua wrote 10 books just last year, which I found it strange because they are not small, they are 300 pages books. So I don't know how he does it. Maybe it's because they are all self-published that I'm going to show you. So maybe there are some kind of easy way, because they don't have to I mean to they don't have editors, they don't have to publish the problems with publishing industry, so they can write and publish whatever they want. I don't know. I'm not going to buy much more from them apart from this, and I'm going to read and so on. So this one is again Shackleton Signal, and it's a story about in the internal darkness of the moon something is calling. When NASA Sentinel satellite detects an impossible reflection and a mysterious signal coming from Shackleton crater, the world is thrown into chaos. The discovery points to one chilling truth: an alien artifact lies hidden beneath the lunar surface. And then there is a race between China and America. So let's see how it goes. Probably a good book to start since it's a solo novel. Now, another author that I see what I mentioned before with Joshua is Brandon Key Norris. He writes a lot, a couple of books per year. In terms of couple of books, when I say a couple, I say 6 or 7 books per year. For example, this makes no sense. Here he has, in terms of graphic, this makes no sense. Whatever. Brandon Key Norris. So I bought 3 books on a series of solo novels. He writes what he calls it art science fiction. Um, and I bought three books. One is The Owl, one is The Rift, and one is Silent Sun. They are they are not connected per se, although some characters can jump throughout the books. They are not connected per se. So let's start. The Owl. A mysterious object threatens to destroy our solar system. The survival of humankind is at risk, but nobody takes the warning of young astrophysicist Maribel Pedreira seriously. At the same time, an exiled crew of outcasts mines the rare minerals on a lone asteroid. When other scientists find out knowledge Pedreira alarming discovery, it becomes clear that these outcasts are the only ones that may be able to save the world, knowing that the whole hurtles inexorably towards the sun. So let's see how this book fares. The second one is The Rift. There is a huge bold black streak in the sea, in the sky. Sorry, I don't know how to read. Branches appear out of nowhere over North America, Southern Europe, and Central Africa. People who live beneath this rift can see it, but scientists worldwide are distressed. Their equipments cannot pick up any type of signal from it. The rift appears to consist of nothing, literally nothing, nada, niente. Okay. Most people are curious but not overly concerned. The phenomenon seems to pose no danger. It is just there that something jolts the most ardent naysayers and surpass the worst nightmares of the world's greatest scientists. Yeah, another book. The third, Silent Sun. In our sun, behaving differently from other stars, when an amateur astronomer discovers something strange on telescopic solar pictures, an explanation must be found in the riddles of the sun. Is it merely an artifact, or has he found out something totally unexpected? Yeah. It seems that the book is 350 pages, then there are a couple of 100 pages of, yeah, I don't know what, metric to English, excerpts, authors, other books, Sun, a guided tour. Yeah, he does this. He's an astrophysicist, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. So he worked in NASA, so he knows about science, and so he likes to put some science stuff on it. So let's see if it's good. Next, we've got Peter Kondrom. I read a book by him and I really enjoyed, so I bought a couple of others. Basically, he writes these kind of novels that what he calls the first contact novels. So basically, they are independent solo novels about some situations that linked in some way to first contact. Let's talk about the first one, which is, I believe it was one of the most recent, which is called The Minotaur. This one, I believe it was written in 2025, and in this regard, he is not akin the other authors I mentioned, because he writes fairly normal, 1 or 2 books per year, which I find it more normal, I mean. So, Minotaur. Life has been found beneath the ice shell of the moon gas giant orbiting a red dwarf at a distance of 11 light years from Earth. When the crew of the original exploration mission crashes on the alien moon, a rescue ship is launched. Arriving decades later, the crew of the Kelvin finds a colony of survivors living in the labyrinth of caves beneath the surface of the moon. When people start dying, they realize they need to unravel the secrets of this alien world and the mystery of the Minotaur. This book is a tribute to the 1961 classic Solaris, which is kind of interesting. I know that it does kind of these things, tributes to other novels that are written by other writers. He has like 20 or so of these novels. This one is Losing Mars. Disaster strikes in orbit around Mars. A Chinese spacecraft is disabled, stranded near Phobos. Well, over 100 million miles from Earth, their only hope for rescue. well over. It's well over. Is from the American base on the edge of the valleys, mariners on the surface of Mars. The Americans need to decide: do they lose Mars or their humanity? Let's see how this. I know that it's got aliens, so let's see how this pans out. Next one has a interesting title. I do believe that it's more comic. It's called Alien Space Tentacle Porn. In 1950 hospital, temporal amnesia, a naked man running through Central Park yelling something about alien space tentacles, tinfoil, duct tape, and bananas. These are the ingredients for a spectacular romp through the world you never thought possible as aliens reach out and make contact with Earth. Let's see if it's good. The next one, also by Joshua Calvert, is the one solo novel which is called The Mars Anomaly. This one says, when the solar flares took out the world's power, nobody could explain why the streetlights still glowed in Jakarta. What is the signal from space? When the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, MRO, transmits strange image of the red planet, a scientifically unexplained light phenomena on the summit of Elysian moons, as the experts both concerned and baffled, and team needs to check it out. The mission to Mars was set. Now they have to build the team. Author Rachel Ferreira. Why? I know that they write also in Spanish, so maybe. I know that this guy lives in Portugal, my country. So, yeah, interesting. A team needs to check out the mission. A world-renowned linguistic enjoyer her life as a profession at Stanford University, a bestseller about how possible first contact with intelligent life might go brought a small amount of fame. But she didn't expect a call from NASA. What were they keeping from the public? Was she ready for space? Now, another author that I bought a couple of books and I'm really enjoying what she wrote, at least the first one, is Jacqueline Drucker. And I bought two novels, three I believe, but two are a bit connected in some way of the disease from 2019. The first one is YPPP 234. And following control breach at a top secret facility, a weapons-grade biological pathogen escapes and quickly spirals out of control. It's deadly and fast, and it goes unnoticed until it's too late. It isn't just a made biological weapon, it's a man-made extinction-level event. Yeah, she writes a lot of these kind of stories. She has like 100 books, and vast majority are something like this. Very keen about this kind of stuff, the post-apocalyptic, end of story, and so on. The next one was Contagious, which it leans about again that disease, but it was written in 2014, so yeah, it's not. What started an emergency of a new virus quickly turns out into Mother Nature's ultimate population control. While attending a seminar at Ambassador Hotel, Ava Mason is unknowingly exposed to a carrier of a highly contagious virus. The next morning, she wakes up to a steady pounding on her door. Within minutes, her home is stormed, and she and her 3 children are apprehended, placed in a van, and taken away. Quarantine. Let's see. From what I understand, she writes fast-paced, and yeah, so it's what I want sometimes. In between some novels, I like fast-paced thrillers, post-apocalyptic and stuff. The last one I bought from her is Celine, 2013. Following the distress call from the state police, Dr. Edward Neal and his team from the Central of Disease Control enter the small town of Hartford, Montana. Immediately they encounter a man in a pickup truck holding a quarantine post. His body is decimated by disease like they have never seen before. The entire town population is like little under 1,000 dead. Men, women, children. It's a race against the clock. Very cool. Next, couple of individual novels. The first one is Mind's Horizon by Eric Malachite. Humanity's time is done. The earth is freezing over and human civilization is gone. From Ira Hartman and the dysfunctional band of survivors that surround all that's left in the old world are ghosts trapped beneath the steel forming ice sheet. Okay, so it's kind of secret facilities and so on. So let's see. Again, fast pace. I don't. Yeah, it's a fast-paced thriller, post-apocalyptic stuff. This one is published by Macabre Inc., one of my favorite self-published companies. Next one I bought is also from this company. They are from Macabre Inc. This is the second and third novel of a series. The first one I already showed, which is these two. The Clocks of Midnight and The Mirror of Eternity, both by Garrett Boatman. This is our stuff. The Clocks of Midnight, they have entered the abyss from 10,000 years. Tonight they come home. And the third one is The Mirror of Eternity. Soon there will be a battleground for neither man nor demon. These are trilogy by the same author, so I don't want to read his because it may contain spoilers of the previous novels, but yeah, I really love the graphic design on these ones. Macabre Inc. is amazing. I've been collecting some of these their novels. Yeah. The third one of a series that I'm collecting, there are 12 books if I'm not mistaken. It's Tom Zola, Iron Cross Never Surrender series. It's an alternative history kind of scenario about World War III. This one is called Book 3. D-Day, they are coming. Yeah, I'm not reading the back cover again, but yes, this is taken in perspective of the Germans, and something is different. Hitler is there. It's the first novel, so yeah, the back cover, and they are trying to work things out without war, but it seems not possible. Let's see when I start this. The next ones are a series of one writer that I've been hearing a lot. I bought the other two via Blackwells, not Amazon, so because Amazon doesn't have it. It's a series called Alien Agendas. This is already yellowish stuff. This is called Alien Agendas, and this is book 3 of the series called Solar Warden. I don't know if the book is called Alien Agendas or the series is Solar Warden. I don't know. But this is a different stuff. Like Saurians have an agenda, dominance of Earth, operation from the shadows. Yeah, I know that he has some connections to World War II as well, some connections between Saurians and Nazis and so on. So let's see what is. I'm not going to read the backup because it's the third book. Now, for the final 5 books I'm going to show you, they are all from the same author. One is called Jasper T. Scott. The first book is a beefy book, with the most expected of these all, was called Sanctum, Night Stalker's Sanctum. With the smoke of Sunny Valley Ranch still thick on the air, behind them Adam Hall has an impossible mission, ensure that his daughter Crystal and the rest of survivors find a safe refuge. But no matter how far they run, Adam knows the death will haunt every step. I don't know which one is the first one, to be fair. If it's this Night, this one is the first one, Night Stalkers. So Adam and Kimberly all are enjoying a quite suburban life with their daughter Crystal, with their dog Bowser. When an emergency message will flash up in their phone, meteorite impact imminent. Seek immediate shelter. Minutes later, the shock waves rage through South Austin like an hurricane, and they are left to pick up the pieces. But as dusk begins to fall, an horrific creatures come crawling out of the impact craters. Okay, so it's a post-apocalyptic invasion story from the fans of Last of Us and A Quiet Place. It's 2 books, very beefy, very cool. I'm eagerly awaiting reading, because these ideas are pretty what I want. I want post-apocalyptic invasion kind of. I want that kind of stuff, thriller, post-apocalyptic, and so on, mix of sci-fi. But the problem is that there aren't that many, and what there are by these authors. Yeah, it's strange. So next one, it's a new series by the same author, mostly the same stuff. This is the Cryan Invasion trilogy. It's called Arrival, and this one is 2000, 2500 AD. Chris Randall has lost his job as a bodyguard. That night, after picking up his wife Bree from a shift at a local casino, he breaks the bad news. Moments later, thunder cracks the sky, but there are no lightning. Flaming debris rain across this valley, and a dark mass goes sailing out of the clouds, headed straight for LA. It's not one of the Union Star ships because they can't defy gravity like that. But then what it is? The answer shields both Chris and Bree in their cars. It's an evasion. They have to pick up the kids and get away from the city. But Randall soon discovered that nowhere is far enough away to keep them safe. Beautiful cover. Cover art by Tom Edwards. Very cool cover, to be honest. And this author is interesting because he says something like this. This is content rating, PG-13, swearing, brief instance of strange language. Sexual content, mild. Violence, moderate. Every book that he writes stuff like this. So I don't know what is the purpose, probably to not offend some people, but whatever. But yeah, most of his books have this kind of stuff. The one I read had. Night Stalkers don't have, but Night Stalkers is one of probably the first ones. But the second one, yeah, it doesn't have it. I have a synopsis. Ooh, cool. The second book on that series, that the Cryer Invasion, is called The New World Order. This one has brief. It's the same thing. Very cool cover. Not going to read the back cover because it may contain spoilers. And the third one is Endgame. Earth is overrun. Oh, he loves to do this kind of synopsis. Ooh, I might buy because of it. Yeah, same thing in the content. PG-13. Yeah, so yeah, pretty cool. I'm really happy with this purchase. Sci-fi. Next month it's going to be sci-fi stuff. I'm going to read only sci-fi or some kind of combination of sci-fi. I'm going to do a video on those books I'm going to read. I'm just probably thinking one of these books I'm including there. Don't know which one. Let's see. So yeah, this is for me. Thank you all. And glad you were here for these unboxing books. Oh, I must show you something I received yesterday. I bought the books. Sorry, eBay, not ebooks, and it's called The House. This is Bentley Little Leviathan publication, which it seems it's not for sale, but I bought it, so it's kind of strange. It's illegal. Yeah, probably illegal. And what's more interesting is that I read The House. Okay, I read The House, the book. It was on one of my least favorite Bentley Little books. I don't remember why, because I read it like 15 years ago, but I didn't enjoy the book as much. It's the only one I gave 2 stars. I may reread it again, and when I saw that Leviathan Publication was publishing it, I thought, okay, should I get it? Should I spend 200 euros on this? And I thought, okay, but there is like advanced review copy, which is the same book, okay, in paperback, of course, but it has the illustration. So I, instead of buying and making myself buying the book, I bought this one and it's good. I will buy the other one that they are publishing. Uh, I'm waiting for it, to be fair. But yeah, I this one didn't justify to me to buy it, so I bought this one and it's pretty good. And then I just remember I received a book from Broken Binding, which is Garrett L. Powell, also sci-fi, interesting enough. Future Edge. This one is pretty cool. It's the back spray edges is very cool. It's signed. It's not numbered, but it's signed, and it's not a big book. It's a I call it they call it A5, something like that. Yeah, it's pretty small compared with normal black Broken Binding novels, but it's pretty cool. I enjoy it. It's a small book. You can read it probably in one day. It's under 250 pages, 300 pages to be fair. But yeah. I believe that most English people can read it in one day, and it's a different book to read. Um, I never read nothing by this author. Maybe if I enjoy it, I will buy more. Let's see. So yeah, pretty cool. So thank you all for being here. Have a great